Okay. Hey, goobers. This channel surprisingly has a lot of Canadian vagoobers, viewers and goobers. Vagoobers? Vagoobers. And I love that. I do. I've always wanted to go to Canada. The title of this video says that we're going to be trying Canadian snacks, but what you don't know is that I myself obtained the Canadian snacks because I went to Canada and forgot to tell you guys. It just didn't come up. When did it come up? My bad. Whoopsie daisies. It was part of a whole weekend. I was just there for a couple hours. Let me explain myself. Okay. Okay, back in June. Time traveling, stay with me. I went and visited my friend in northern Wisconsin. Best friend, college friend, old roommate. Then she hangs out a lot in Duluth, Minnesota. Crosses the bridge right there. Her and I and her friends, they volunteer and run like the beer tent at this marathon in Duluth called Grandma's Marathon. This is a sweatshirt from last year, but here's Riley. Did you see dinner? Okay, well, I would like to also have some snacks, okay? Why do I always have to escort him out of here? It's crazy. The next command I need to teach that dog is just like, hey, see you in 5, and that means like skedaddle. So I was up there helping them volunteer and work this beer tent. I've done it like, this is my second year doing it, and it's really fun. So we're already in Duluth, Minnesota. We were just hanging out for the weekend. And she randomly asked me, hey, do you have a passport? Because we could run up to Canada on the Sunday that you're here just for the day. She's like, you ever been to Canada? Would you want to go? Yes, I want to go to Canada. I want to knock it off this pseudo fake bucket list that doesn't exist. But I'm like, that'd be really fun. So that's what we did. We got up on Sunday. It was me, Allie, and our other friend, Megan. She's great. Funny, good time. Love this. It was us in the car. We got up and headed up there Sunday morning, but we kind of got a late start to the day. Of course, I had to go get Caribou coffee. Now I'm going to get a lot of stuff wrong, let me tell you, because if I'm recounting it myself, there's holes in the plot. I think we entered through Ontario. Yes, because I think I have a picture of a sign that says, welcome to Ontario. Okay? We went through, like, we were in the town of Thunder Bay, or around Thunder Bay, because Megan and Allie and their friends play volleyball up in Canada sometimes. So the drive up there was like a couple hours. And then when we got to, like, the border crossing, first of all, in the car, they're like, just be awake, because I was kind of napping. They're like, we're about to get to the border to Canada. Maybe just be awake, but don't talk. Oh, they don't want to hear me talk. They don't want to hear my lifelong story of how I got to this exact moment. She's like, no, you know what? I'm Allie. She's like, I'm driving the car. I'll talk. So she hands all of our passports over. It was some woman. And she's like, where are you guys all from? And it was like, Allie's like, I'm from Wisconsin. We got someone from Minnesota in the back, and this one's from Illinois. And I'm like, that must be confusing. They're like, how'd y'all get in a car together? We're like, well, we're friends from college, but they met when she moved, and they play volleyball up here. And what else is there to know? Really? Any follow-up questions? Here's the QR code for my YouTube channel. I will definitely be talking about this at some point. But anyways, we meet up with one of their friends that they play volleyball with, and we went to this Italian restaurant. Now, this is the best Italian food I've ever had. Don't remember the dish, but I would order it again. I think I got a paper plane for a drink. I never thought that I would have to go to Canada and a small little town to have the best Italian food of my life. And then by this point, it's like Sunday afternoon. Most businesses are closed. You know, most fun things to do are kind of winding down. And we didn't really know what to do with ourselves. So we went to like the water with like sailboats and like walked around and just kind of like hung out a little bit. And then he like ran to the store and got us like these Thunder Bay specific to the area donuts. They were amazing. Fluffy dough, like a strawberry frosting. But it was just different than like like a US donut. I don't know if I was just caught up in the moment of international travel. I was like, this is something we've never had before. We've never experienced this type of donut. But I'm like, just a fantastic little dessert. We had to start heading back because we didn't want to drive totally in the dark because the drive was beautiful. Oh my gosh. So we're like, okay, should we just head home? And I said, we have to make 3 stops before we head home. I said, I have to try Tim Hortons. Listen, I hear people talk about it. Tim Hortons. I had to go try it. Thank you. I will one day try and do a full review. So then the other 2 stops I said we had to make, I said, well, we have to go to a Walmart, a Canadian Walmart, because a late night trip to Walmart, that's how I started my whole career. Talking to their volleyball friend, I was like, do you guys have Walmarts? He's like, we have the Canadian Superstore. And I was like, excuse me, what? We need to go experience that. And then on top of that, we tried to go to a Canadian Dollar Tree. One of my favorite places to go in the US. If this is the only stuff that's open and it's closing, so we were rushing in the Walmart. And this is where the snacks come in. There's literally a picture of me shopping. The snacks we're trying today are not the best snacks of Canada and the delicacies that I'm sure people who are from Canada would be like, this is the best thing ever, you have to try it. No, of course not. This was me in the Canadian version of a Walmart Superstore for about 5 minutes, just picking stuff up based on like packaging, if I recognized it. If it's It's something I've always wanted to try. Colors and whatnot. Like, there's no really rhyme or reason. And then after that, we tried to go to the Dollar Tree, but it was closed, literally locking the door as we pulled up. So I just asked Allie if she could take a picture of me outside the store. At least I saw it. That's kind of fun. And as I'm getting out of the car to take a picture, two girls are walking out of the store and they like get to their car and then they're like, no shit. She's like, are you like from TikTok? They recognize me from TikTok and they're like, what the hell are you doing in Canada? She's like, I recognized your voice. And I was like, that's so funny. They had amazing names. I can't remember their names. And I never got the picture. I said, send me the picture. My first Canadian fan picture. They were super nice. We chatted for a bit. It was very fun. We just did like a Canadian pop-in. It was a good time. And then on the way back, the Canadian Border Patrol officer, or I guess the US, is it if you're going from Canada to the US, are you dealing with a US person? Again, I didn't talk. Well, I tried not to. We're sitting there and there was a guy this time and he was really nice. He asked like kind of where are you guys coming from? What'd you do today? And we're like, everything was kind of closed. We had Italian food and took pictures in front of the Dollar Tree. We bought some snacks. Just a Midwest car right here. And he looks at me and he goes, what part of Illinois are you from? I go, oh, the Chicago suburbs. And he's like, because you can see my town on the thing. He's like, I like how you didn't say Chicago. And I was like, yeah, I know better. I know better than to be claiming I'm from the city of Chicago because I'm not, okay? And as we're sitting there, Megan's in the back of the car, and she's like, oh my gosh, there's a fox right here. Like, literally, like, you're driving in the woods in the vast forest. It was such a beautiful drive. I'll put in pictures and videos. At one point, we're singing, like, the Chicks. Wide open spaces. Rise above, can I sail through the changing ocean tide? Like, immediately gets to Canada, starts singing Landslide. Feels so appropriate. I was like, oh, this is great. I love Canada. Megan looks out the car, and next to the car, there's like a fox, like a black, orange, red fox. The fur color combination was crazy. And the guy's like, oh yeah, that's our fox. Like, she lives around here. And we're like, what? Like, out of all the animals we could see, there's just like a fox sitting right next to the car, like a foot away. They're like, yeah, we like feed her and everything. And we're like, what's her name? And he's like, oh, we don't name her because that's when they die. And I'm like, oh, okay, we gotta get what? Who is flying through the patrol station that you guys are hitting the foxes? Put up a sign or something like fox living here. You don't live here. You're going back to but a fox lives here. So these are the snacks I picked up from Canada that I brought back myself. And then I haven't told you guys about the trip or tried the snacks in like 2 months. So we're doing that now. Is that okay with everybody? All of that got us to here where we are now. Okay. Look at this little international box of goodies. First of all, Lay's poppable chips. Okay. Get these bad boys. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We have these chips in the US. Also, if I'm saying stuff wrong or you're like, okay, well, it's not all about like the US. I know that, but this is my experience. We have these chips in the US. We do not have this type of packaging unless they rebranded while I was over there, okay? It's usually not like this matte colored bag. Is this like French? It's gotta be French all over this packaging, right? Half the time I'm picking up stuff and I'm like, crème serré et ciboulette. Ciboulette. Popped in Souffle, Canada. So we have these. These are like actually one of my favorite chip snack things to eat. They have like a cheddar version in the US. We do not. I looked it up. The sour cream flavor is not available in the US. So I had to pick up these. These are great. They're just like a poppable, like interlaced chip. I don't know how they're making these. This is like just two cutouts. The science behind this snack and how it's made confuses me, but my taste buds are not confused. I love this. These are great. Why don't we have these here? Now, this is Ritz, which is a brand that I know, of course, but what is on the box? Why do these look like tall carrots? What is this? I recognize the red-blue packaging and the word Ritz. Oh my gosh, this is the French side. They're called cheese bits. They look like a mix between like little baby carrots mixed with like, they look like they photoshopped a Cheeto without its shape or texture. Cheese bits cheddar. I don't know if I eat anything besides Ritz plain crackers, so I didn't know that they were into like a Cheeto cheese cheddar game. Cheese bits, also known as bâtonnets à fromage. Oh my gosh, why do I know the word fromage? Is that bits or is that cheese? Cheese is fromage? I wish we could focus on the box. That'd be great. When do these expire? Oh, how do you guys do your labels on it? Looks like 2025. E01XEZ32. The cheese bits are also a Canadian item that they do not offer in the US. Oh, look how small they are. They're okay. That's not as very exaggerated on the box. These look like, you know what these kind of look like up close is those sticks that come in the cheese stick thing. I'll put in the picture because what is that even called? They smell like them too, like those damn dipping sticks. It's like a mix between a Cheez-It and a Goldfish, but no salt or any of that texture. Throw all that texture out the window. Looks like a little baguette. There's like a little bit of like, not a grill mark, but like a bake mark on the back. That's about all the texture we're getting is a bake mark. And the flavor is very subtle. I mean, you would look at this on the front and be like, yeah, it doesn't look like they're coated in cheese because it looks like they're too smooth to have any cheese powder on them, and they don't. They baked the cheese right into this, but not a lot of flavor. Think of your blandest friend. What's going on? You don't have any strong opinions or hobbies that you've ever done, and you've never played sports or really had a conversation with anybody, and I don't know how you're doing emotionally, and like I feel like I've never seen you like interact with anybody. I've never seen you express joy or anger. You're very bland. You're one tone, one shade. You're like this little snack right here. And you know what? I just want to give you some ridges. I just want to see you angry. This snack is like your blandest friend. Also, you can kind of eat them like a cigarette. That's how they're coming out of the box. They don't make me sad. They make me confused. I'm like, oh, what was the direction we're going in? Because we're going in no direction. No ridges, no direction, no shape. I'm shaping my opinion, sure, but the snack has no shape. Also, my squirrel puppet in a bag fell into the box of snacks. You never know what exactly you're gonna find in this office. Next thing we're gonna try, this coffee crisp. And it has a little Canadian flag on there, or the leaf. The leaf! A little wafer bar with chocolate on it. I said these could be interesting. So I bought like the little variety pack. Let's try the coffee crisps first. So is this supposed to taste like coffee? Coffee coating? Coffee in the chocolate? Coffee in the wafer? I don't know. Oh my god. The chocolate is a different type of chocolate. It's not that Nestle stuff, right? It's its own company. No, it says Nestle. Okay, it's the Canadian Nestle. Where's the coffee part? Baking soda, cocoa, powder. I'm not seeing the word coffee on the back of this at all. Okay, so why is it called a coffee crisp? Someone from Canada, fill me in. It just tastes like a wafery snack. What's a US chocolate wafer that we have? It's like a Nutter Butter, but better. It's more dense. Was more of a snap. There's not peanut butter in here. What if it's not peanut butter? What is? Maybe the coffee is in between the layers and it's just subtle. I like it a lot. Hear me chewing like it is a dance. There's at least like 8 layers of stuff in here. Okay, not bad. The Smarties. Now here's a box. I've had the Smarties before. I think someone from Canada sent me these in a box because I kept the box to remind myself that if I'm ever in Canada or I get to look at Canadian snacks, I should buy more of these. These are candy coated milk chocolate pieces. These are great. They kind of remind me of like Sixlets in the US. They're like flatter M&Ms. I don't remember them being this fat. It's that different type of chocolate. That coating on the outside has like a nice crunch. It's a little different of a crunch than like an M&M. It's a little like heartier of a, like you're cracking into it. The coating, I love the flavor of like the coating. It's different. Also, the colors are like so subdued. Like an orange, a brown, a purple, a red. This purple and this orange together are beautiful colors. They kind of match my sweatshirt. Matches the sweatshirt perfectly. Hello. I should probably save these. Big fan of the Smarties. Good job, Canada. What the heck? Oh, here. I was like, oh, we're missing stuff, but it fell out of the box. Okay. Next, we're trying these Whippets. Whippets? Okay, but this is by the company called Dare. I love that. It's either Christie's or Dare. Love the company names. They're oddball to me. It says Whippets since 1927. These are Black Forest real chocolate, also known as Forêt Noire. Fret Noire. I put a thick southern accent on that. Fret Noire. Aromes naturales, which means natural flavors. These are Canadian, and this company has been family owned since 1889. 1889? I don't even know my family tree back like 4 generations. 1889? You and your family own a company since 1889? Crazy. There's several popular products that this company makes, and I just picked up Whippets because the name caught my eye. It looks like cherries and chocolate and kind of like a fluff marshmallow thing going on right here. I thought it might be good. I love Cherry Garcia ice cream, and for some reason, like black cherry. You don't see a lot of like cherry candy around here. Oh, they come in like a little... You know what I have had from Canada is the Tim Tams. Big fan of the Tim Tams. It's all coming back to me. It's all coming back. It's all coming back. Isn't Celine Dion Canadian? All the dots are connected. Is that song about snacks? It's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. The flavors of Canada and the snacks that we love. And we've had a family business since 1889. 1889. Oh my gosh, look at this little pack. They look like little Girl Scout cookies. They look like a fat Thin Mint, like a Thin Mint's fat cousin. I think I'm the fat cousin if I think too hard about it. Yeah. The black cherry smell whiff I just got was crazy. Kind of smelled like a Sharpie. That might be the chocolate. You know those markers that smell? Imagine smelling like a cherry marker, a chocolate marker, and then just a straight up Sharpie next to it. That's kind of, I don't know why I got a weird Sharpie chemical smell. Maybe that's just the black cherry is a stronger smell than like a candied cherry. It's cracked on the top, but that's a fat little cookie. Would this be in the cookie category? Okay. They're good. I'm just trying to figure out where all the flavor's coming from. It looks like a chocolate cookie on the bottom. The black cherry is coming from like the little strip of gel, and then the marshmallow, and then I guess the overall chocolate is what flavor? Not my favorite. The marshmallow is a decent texture. We have a snack like this in the US. It's a category of snacks. I can't think of what it is. Like a marshmallow? No, that's just me saying marshmallow weird. Gosh, we have something like this. The aftertaste of these is like so rich. When you think of chocolate in the US, you're thinking like M&Ms. You're thinking the chocolate off of like a Kit Kat bar. Specific huge companies that have taken over like the flavor of chocolate. This is like, they have a Facebook page. Mon Whippet? Okay, interesting. Show your Whippets some love. Whippet cookies are happiest when stored between 18 degrees Celsius and 20 degrees Celsius. What does that mean? Like cold? No, what's the temperature difference? Because we do Fahrenheit. I don't know. Okay, I'm glad I tried these. Small company and whatnot. Love that. Or family-owned company. I guess it's a big company, but family-owned. These are not my favorite. These remind me of something we have in the US. I just can't remember what it is. But I loved the packaging on this. Love the dark, cherry, purplish, fun color. Next we're going to try is this Aero chocolate. Now, I've seen this I've had this before. Not this flavor. And I've seen this in the US, but I looked it up and it said the Nestle Aero chocolate. Available in the US by Nestle, and they sold it mostly in the 80s. And then they kind of pulled it off the shelf. But now you can just buy it now at specialty vendors who import them. You guys will be able to tell me in the comments better than I can. But I've seen this in a couple stores here and there sporadically. You know, but I haven't seen a lot of these around in the US. This one caught my eye because I recognize the brand. Peppermint flavored. Love the green. I love peppermint stuff. And these are minis. Ooh, it smells like an Andes mint. I love Andes mints. Woo! Okay. Little like half circle domes, I guess. Mmm. They're light. They're creamy. The chocolate with the mint with the, oh, it's great. And great. You really don't have to crack into them like an Andes mint. Not that Andes mints are like hard, but you really don't have to like, there's no point of like a break. They just like melt away. Airy chocolate. You know what I'm talking about? Like, look at the logo. That's what the inside looks like. I just knew I would like these. Okay, these are great. Again, someone in the comments is going to school me on like actually the best snacks to have in Canada, the best delicacies, the best dishes. And one day we will deep dive Canada as a whole, which would be impossible to do, but we'll do a better job one day, I promise. This was just one goober shopping at a Canadian Walmart and with the inability to read French. So these caught my eye because these look like a Canadian Cheez-It. These are called the President's Choice. President's Choice crackers, loads of cheddar cheese. Plains de fromage cheddar. What is a fromage? Is that flavor? Because I was on the other thing too. I'm kind of on a time crunch. I have to go run and do something, so otherwise I'd be like Googling words left and right. But these look like a different take on Cheez-Its. They have like more grooves. See how the damn cheese bits had no texture to them at all, and they put extra texture on these. But these are called President's Choice, and it said President's Choice crackers is a private label, also owned, and then I put in parentheses made, because I don't know if they're made by this other company, but they're also owned by Loblaw. And Loblaw, I mention them again because I'm also going to try the No Name chocolate, and those two are connected. They're made by the same company. Loblaw. Sounds like a blah 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 blah. What if that was a company name? We just made it a little more fancy. Instead of blah blah blah, we make it Loblaw. Loblaw. The president refers to Dave Nickel, who is the president of Loblaw, the company that makes them. I mean, I don't know. I didn't do any more research than that. And if this next part is rude, I apologize. The President's Choice Snacks. The president of the company's choice of snack. Seems a little on the nose. That's a little like, we don't need to know that. That'd be like a fun fact that you share at a party. I don't need to know that this is your favorite. You're naming the snack after yourself. These are fat. These are big ass crackers. Holy cannoli. They're like 3 times the size of a Cheez-It. And thin. Cheez-Its are like puffed up, baked. I wonder if these are baked. Look how thin. It's thin like a wheat thin. Has the texture of an extra texturized Cheez-It. Say that even twice fast. Has the texture of an extra texturized Cheez-It. Sounds like I'm throwing a bunch of words at you to get you buy you a car. You're like, and over here, cup holders for holding cups of plenty of wealth. You're like, what? And what's the monthly payment on that car? He's like, 8,000 something. I don't know. It's a very expensive vehicle, but it has cup holders for all your needs. Huh? And I needs you to buy this car. And it looks like a wheat thin, like a cheddar wheat thin. How come Wheat Thins hasn't come out with a cheddar? I'm sorry. Did I just stumble onto something? The only Wheat Thins I know are the regular Wheat Thins and then the tomato basil, which are fantastic. Never had those? US snack? Try that. Okay. These are kind of good. Is it just cheddar cheese? You know what it tastes like? The goldfish explosion. The cheddar explosion, the goldfish with like the extra cheddaring powder on them. That's what these taste like. That's kind of crazy. Flavor is such a hearty, like cheddary, cheesy. I kind of like these. And these do have a powder on them compared to those other ones I tried. These do have like a powder. Okay, maybe, what's his name? Nickel? Nicole? Dave, Nickel. Maybe Dave's onto something. These are my little international cheese snacks, crackers, things I like. Okay. Next thing I picked up, I feel like I've heard of this. I feel like I've seen it. It intrigued me. Just chocolate bars. But it's their no-name white chocolate, milk chocolate candy bars. And it has this simple check mark on them. This is such an interesting way to label chocolate. I feel like chocolate is never associated with this color of yellow. You know, it really stood out, and like the no name, which makes me think that we're saying like, oh, it's a no big brand chocolate. And I didn't have time to research in the store, obviously, so I wanted to try it here, and I looked it up. It says no name chocolate is not exclusive to Canada. It has the no name simple check on it, and then I put look it up on my notes. Look it up. Okay, no name simple check products are made without these 10 ingredients, and then I'll put them list on the screen. Synthetic colors, artificial flavors, mondosium glutamate, artificial sweeteners, sugar alcohols, all this stuff. They just made it into a simple check, and then if you look up the simple check, you know what's not in it. I kind of like that. Very fun. Not fun, but like very... Fun's not the right word, but... I don't know why I use it as a default word. So no name chocolate is like a generic brand sold by that Loblaw company. And I guess I forgot to say that Loblaw company is limited. It's Canada's largest food retailer. Let's just try these real quick. I had to get milk chocolate because I feel like that's just the norm. And I had to get white chocolate because I love white chocolate more. Oh, look at this. It's like literally reflecting off the wall. It just has like normal lines on it, but there's no branding. Which is funny because a lot of chocolate bars, chocolate break-off pieces like this has like Nestle or the Crunch Bar has like the name in the chocolate. Oh, that's a great piece of chocolate. That is solid. That's not bad. Tastes like kind of like a chocolate you would find in like some homemade hot cocoa. It doesn't feel heavy. It feels like, oh, little fun piece of chocolate. It feels like the chocolate that would be sitting in like little pieces on the desk of like a secretary at a place that you love going. You're like, oh, hey, Barbara, how you doing? She's been working as a secretary for this place for like 25 years. She's like, oh, I'm doing great, darling. Same shit show, different day. Not my circus, not my monkeys. You here for your 7 o'clock appointment? Fantastic. You're just looking cuter and smarter every day. How's that possible? I'm like, Barbara, stop it. You spoil me. Is that chocolate? Can I have that? She's like, of course. Of course, honey, take 2. 1 for now, 1 for the ride home. You know how I do. That's the vibe of the chocolate. In case you didn't know where that hypothetical was going. This is the white chocolate. Love that. The juxtaposition of the yellow of the package, the white of the wrapper, and then the white chocolate is a crazy color palette we're doing right now. I love white chocolate, so let's see how this tastes. Tastes kind of macadamian to me. Like a white chocolate macadamian cookie. Like the white chocolate chips you find in that. It's a little... You know what it kind of reminds me of is my mom makes white chocolate. She makes chocolate covered pretzels, and the chocolate she uses is like not chocolate. It's like a meltable chocolate, like the something. I'll put in a picture. Kind of tastes like that. Sometimes at the end of the night when she's done making the pretzels and there's a lot left over, she'll make like a really chunky pretzel, like triple dipped with all the extra chocolate, and it just becomes too much. And this is what it tastes like. I'm not really a fan of this. Oh, it's disappointing. It's too much. Unlike the milk chocolate, which was light, great, would love another piece, a little fun little treat, a little break off of a piece. This one's like, that the white chocolate tastes like your neighbor's always trying to talk to you. You're just trying to get in your house. You're like, yes, Dave, from before. I know you own the chocolate company, or I know you own the manufacturing company. I know. You keep telling us. Okay, I hear about it at all your parties, and you never mow your lawn, and yet you have 75 gardeners. I don't know why they can't mow the lawn. They just don't. They choose not to. I gotta go in my house and I gotta close the door and lock it because I don't need any surprise visits from you. And I'm gonna spend the rest of my afternoon with the lights turned off in the house. So you don't even think that I'm even home. That chocolate kind of reminds me of like the neighbor you talk to once. You go, we don't need to do this again. Okay, last thing we're gonna try. These are called Maynards. Maynards. These are Swedish berries, very berry. And this looked Canadian to me. As not Canadian, but it looked like I have not seen these in the US. Imagine being in a country and every single time you don't see something you recognize, you're like, oh, that's very Canadian of you. They're like, me holding the door for you? I'm like, that's very Canadian. We wouldn't. In the US, you would just slam it in our face. Just kidding. On the back it says there's a cherry, a blue raspberry, a strawberry, and then it says grape. But if you look at it really closely, there's the English word and then the French word under it. And it looked like the purple flavor said grape raisin. Please don't tell me even internationally that they're just naming flavors grape raisin. Oh, and then this is the grape grape raisin. Because I guarantee you, whoever runs the PR team over at Grape, the grapes in general, is not going to be happy about people calling everything grape flavored grape raisin. They're like, please, two different things. Two different things. One's wrinkly. You know, there's other differences, but one's wrinkly. You're like, oh, what's the big deal? Okay. Maynard's are Canada's #1 candy brand. Is that true? Someone confirm. Maynard's started as a British sweets company and then was bought by Cadbury in the 90s. And then what was Kraft Foods bought it in 2010. So it's changed hands many a times. But apparently Maynard's is like a huge candy company for you guys. Or a candy manufacturer. One of those. I love the purple too. Nice shade of purple. Smells like a pack of fruit snacks. Like a little bubble. The blue raspberry flavoring is nice. They're not breaking apart like I think fruit snacks do. They're really sticking together. These are nice. I could eat like a bag of these over like 2 days. You know, like you'd pop a couple and you close it back up and oh gosh, was that the grape raisin? You know what? The grape does have a raisin taste to it. Grape is like one thing and like the taste of like a raisin is like a little, you know? If anybody gets that. Yeah, these are decent. I like these. Not my favorite thing in the world. Gummy snacks are really not my favorite. You know what these are? They're Dots. They're like the Canada version of Dots. And Dots is not a very popular candy. They have a weird outside, like, I don't know if it's a coating or whatever. Dots are not that great. These are better than Dots, but they're reminding me of Dots of how chewy they are. They're kind of like a Mike and Ike fruit snack Dots thing, but they're like berry flavors. And the blue raspberry is the best out of here. I like these. Okay, that's it for snacks. I have to go run and go do something. So thank you so much for watching. Shout out to my Canadian goobers out there. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment down below all the Canadian snacks, desserts, cheese type crackers, whatever that I should try. So I know for next time. I know what to look for next time. Especially if I'm on like a freaking time crunch, you know, and then that way I can like use the comment section on this video as like a guide next time I go to Canada. And I'll try and tell you guys. I had fun in Canada for the couple hours I was there. Crazy, right? I've never spent the night in Canada. I guess that's the next step. You're like, you visit a country once, you stay a couple hours. You visit a country a second time, maybe you stay the night. Canadian sleepover. Love that, actually. Calling my mom from Canada. I was like, Mom, is it okay if I just sleep over in Canada? I didn't know you were in Canada. Is that where you are? Yeah. I tried to go to the Dollar Tree, but it closed. Anyways, if I drive back tomorrow, can I stay the night in Canada? You're a 30-year-old woman. You can do what you want. Maybe next time, just drop me a text if you decide to leave the country. Okay, thanks so much. Love you. Bye. See you. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I might stay here. Okay, bye. Boop. Oh, Canada, the country I just visited. And Maple Leafs, and they love hockey. And Ontario, and Saskatchewan, and Tim Hortons has a drive-through. They're like, that is not the song. And I'm like, well, if you've only been there for a couple of hours, you got to fill in your own lyrics, okay? Maybe, what if they made you sing like, Oh, Canada at the border? And they're like, together, please. And I'm like, oh, Canada, the... Yeah, I'll do backups. They're like, is that from Hunger Games? Ma'am? They just tear my passport in half. You won't be needing that.